What's up, guys? I'm Isaac with Team 4Runner, and today I have the privilege. What's up, guys? Isaac with Team 4Runner. Today we just woke up. We're tearing down camp. We just got done with a 3-day off-road trip. And before we leave, I got the privilege of talking to Firestone Tires engineer Andrew Decker, and he's going to talk about what makes an off-road tire great. Andrew, how's it going?
It's going great.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for taking the time, and let's get into it.
Obviously, there's a couple key things you want in an off-road tire. You want, durability, you want traction, good looks. You want it to be a tire that's going to be able to take you wherever you want to go. With the MT2, we've poured a lot of our technology into it, a lot of our learnings from previous generation stuff, as well as different segments that were involved. This actually has some features that we pulled from our ag tires.
Okay.
It's, we've designed it and tested it in places like this, run it out on trails, and it's been able to do all of that. It's been super capable and durable no matter where we've taken it.
So let's touch a little bit on that. We're out in way southeast, or I guess eastern Oregon, and we've been doing terrain all the way from like mudding to some pretty technical like rocky off-road stuff to some steep inclines, some declines, some loose rock
some sand
style
down
stuff,
at the river.
some sand. We went through 18 to 24 inches of water where it's you can see literally the bottom of the doors are clean because the water's that high, and we're going 5 miles an hour. We're not creating like a wave or a wake of any sorts. It's that deep. And obviously, these tires have had no issues. This is impressive. We've been wheeling with these tires for years now. On this trail specifically, what can we notice that this tire maybe does better than others?
Yeah, so the one thing that the MT2 really excels in is loose stuff.
Loose stuff. Okay.
So sand, mud, with the tread pattern that we designed, and like I said, borrowed some technology from our ag tires. The angle of the blocks.
Okay.
That was developed from the agricultural tires. It's 23 degrees.
Okay. Specifically, 23 degrees specifically.
Yeah.
Sick.
And some of the things, the compound in the tire really allows it to have a broad operating range, being able to work on dry rock, wet rock, in the mud, being able to really get down and bite into the surface. And be able to just give you that traction to go where you want to go.
So let's quickly touch on. There's two things we did here. The first thing we did is aired down. So why did we air down, and what did we air down to?
So when we aired down, the road in to out here into the middle of nowhere was pretty rough.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons we aired down was comfort.
Okay.
Given that. Essentially softening the spring rate of the tire, allowing the whole system to just be a little softer and a little more comfortable. But the one thing that we did do when we aired down is we brought our speeds down. We didn't continue to drive at 60. We were doing 40 miles an hour because now the air in the tire, there's not as much air, so you're going to generate more heat and not be able to, you don't want to risk damaging the tire. So, and we aired down to 25, which is kind of where we've with this trip specifically, with our guides, that's where they kind of felt where we should be, and that's what we were comfortable with as well.
Yeah,
so.
25 made a world of difference. You kind of have that side wall to help us climb some of these obstacles and some.
Yeah, it does make the footprint a little bit bigger. It's not like you're not doubling your footprint.
Yeah.
But you are getting a little more compliance out of the tire to be able to mold over the rocks and stuff.
So obviously we aired down on the trail, but once we're coming off the trail and back on the highway, we have 1,500 miles to travel back to Denver. So we obviously got to air these things up. Mm-hmm. What should we air them up to? Why do we air them up? What's the preferred PSI with a 33-inch mud terrain like this?
Yeah, well, so obviously you're airing back up because now your speeds are going to increase. You're going to generate more heat in the tire. You don't want to do that at the low pressure. Our recommendation is always. When you're doing on-road highway speeds is what your placard pressure is, but that's a cold pressure. So by the time we get out to the road, after we're out here on the trail, the tire's gonna be hot. So we're probably gonna want to aim a little high. Probably airing up to 35 cold, so we might want to aim closer to 40.
Okay.
Because the tires will have already been hot. If you aim at 35 when they're hot, you're still technically underinflated. Because once they cool down, you'll probably be 31, 32.
Okay.
Yeah, you gain a lot of pressure with heat buildup. So
Okay.
you need to kind of do the mental math. You know, us as Firestone's always, you know, we get reached out to on our socials or email, the contact us email on our website. You know, we're totally cool with answering those kind of questions because it is very vehicle specific.
Yeah.
How much weight? You know, you guys are fully loaded.
Right.
You know, if you're fully kitted out or if you're like a bone stock Frontier, you know, your pressures or targets are going to be a little different.
Makes sense. So, a couple last questions here. I wanted to ask, specifically when we're off-roading, we want a tire that can, you know, handle the sharp rocks and has a sidewall that can do everything we need it to do. This tire's an E-rated tire. What does that mean and why is that important?
So the Load Range E is kind of an industry specification as to just how much load the tire can carry at a certain inflation pressure. But with that, you do get so a little bit more durable materials. It makes a little bit more durable of a casing. But it's not drastically different over like a Load Range D. But with the MT2, this has 3-ply sidewall for the extra durability, especially when you're aired down over sharp stuff. You know, it won't prevent a puncture, but it might help.
All right, guys, we hope you learned something about this. It's obviously important to have a good off-road tire when you're out in the sticks like this, you know, taking trucks further than most people do. So thanks, Andrew, again, for the knowledge and expertise talking to us about what makes an off-road tire great. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.